Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here and it's Friday the 3rd of February. What a cold night last night was. Temperatures certainly fell away once the skies cleared. You can see here from the minimum temperature map from weatheronline.co.uk, minus 10s across the north of Scotland. Quite widely look minus 8s and minus 9s. And then down through England and Wales, look, we're minus 9s across many areas here, southern England and across Wales, but a minus 11 there for Sennybridge in mid Wales, and a minus 11 at Benson as well. So it was a very, very cold night, and it looks as if we're going to be in for a chilly one as well tonight. And then of course things get very exciting through the weekend as we think about the possibility of snow. Now this is how the snow forecast, the latest snow forecast, is shaping up. You can get these charts by going to the website that you're on at the moment. Go up to the top of the page, click on weather charts, and across the left hand side here you'll see GFS operational. Click on UK snow and you'll find a chart come up there with the UK snow details on it. The times are across the top of the chart here. So if we step our way forwards through this chart, this is for this evening. Here we go into tomorrow morning, and look, we're starting to see some snow develop across central parts of Ireland as the front moves in. Then through Saturday morning, this is the period ending midday on Saturday. Notice how it's snowing quite heavily across the high ground of Scotland and also across the high ground of Wales too, and some of the moors of southwest England. By Saturday evening, well then it looks like much of the Midlands and northern England are going to be affected by snow, as well as Wales and western parts of Scotland. Now, the snow forecasts from models are notoriously difficult to get accurate, so you do have to take these figures with a bit of a pinch of salt, but they give you a good guide as to where things are likely to be. And you can see here that it isn't just hills that are affected, it's the low-lying areas as well. And it looks as if, as we then head on through tomorrow evening, that the snow continues look into the evening, and by Sunday morning the focus for it, or focus for the accumulations, is across the Midlands, across eastern England, down into the southeast including the London area, East Anglia, running up into the southern parts of northeast England, but also into much of northeast England and Scotland as well as Wales. So I think we're looking at a general covering of 5 to 10 centimetres of snow for many of these areas. Could be as much as 10 to 15 centimetres of snow across the eastern Midlands running into southeast England. Now, as always, snow forecasting is very tricky, so these things can change, but at the moment the confidence has become fairly high, simply because of the sheer consistency that we're getting out of these models at the moment in the snow forecast. And then that snow kind of lingers around through Sunday. Remember, these are depths, so these is actual amount of snow on the ground. And into Monday morning, look, still got plenty of it across eastern parts of the country, but across the west it is starting to thaw out quite nicely. And it looks as if we stay that way really into Tuesday too, where we've still got snow on the ground even overnight into Tuesday. So it certainly is quite a snowy period ahead. So what is it? What's causing this snow? Why does it suddenly happen? And why the confidence? Well, this is the 500 millibar forecast chart. This is at high levels in the atmosphere. This is for midday tomorrow. And there's the UK look underneath. This is from Weather Online, from the GFS model. Watch what happens to these pink colours here tomorrow afternoon. This is basically colder air up towards the northwest. It's in what we call a trough. Now, watch what happens as I just knock this on. Look, here's tomorrow evening. You see how that tongue of cold pink air is coming southeastwards, look, through the country. Knock it on again to midnight, and there it is. That cold air just comes south through the country, and by 6 o'clock on Sunday morning, look at it. These are the temperatures at 18,000 feet, minus 31s, minus 32s over towards the east, typically minus 25s towards the west. And there's the boundary between the cold air to the east and the milder air out to the west. Now, these sort of temperatures aren't particularly unusual, but what this injection, let's just play it back, what this injection of cold air does is it destabilizes the atmosphere. So we get a greater temperature difference from the surface up to upper levels in the atmosphere, and what that does, it allows upwards motion of air, and that in turn allows condensation to take place, allows more cloud droplets to form, allows you to get more precipitation. And that's what's going to happen during the course of Saturday evening into Sunday night. As this cold air drains south, as this comes southwards, so the intensity of the rain increases, and of course by rain we now mean snow. And it's going to be in, that's why we're thinking northeast England running down to the eastern Midlands, southeast England particularly, that sees most of the snowfall. West Midlands, northwest England certainly not going to escape either. So that's what's happening. But it's quite interesting to look further afield as well and think about things globally. And this is the global temperature output from Dr. Ryan Maui's site. And this is from the 1st of January running through to now. And this is the normal temperature line running across here. But look how temperatures have come below normal. Below what you would expect for the time of year globally. This is all temperatures. And look, these are the forecasts, these black lines here. You see how they're forecast to stay below normal too. So the whole globe at the present time is cool. So there must be something going on in the atmosphere that's removed heat from the atmosphere and led to this general cooling. North Atlantic Oscillation stays in negative to neutral territory, which means that the westerly winds across the Atlantic are certainly weakened. And the Arctic Oscillation, it's the combination of these two really that are setting the alarm bells ringing in terms of cold for Europe. Arctic Oscillation well below normal into negative territory there. I should say well below into negative territory, not below normal, but well below neutral levels. And that enables the cold air to slip off the poles. So we've got this perfect combination really of weak westerly winds across the Atlantic, unable to blow the mild air in, and then cold air slipping off the pole and draining southwards into Europe. And talking of Europe, here's the 8-day temperature average forecast. So this is the mean temperature anomaly for the next 8 days leading up to the 11th of February. And green colours and blue colours here indicating below normal temperatures, and you can see how most of Europe, the UK being right in the western fringe of this, Ireland's out of it, but most of Europe look below normal and well below normal across many of these central parts of Europe. I know that the energy traders at the moment are really rubbing their hands together because everybody is going to be cranking up the gas, cranking up the electricity and using absolutely loads. So they really are rubbing their hands together just at the moment, and I know my private clients are telling me that. And then for the second week, this is for the week running from the 11th of February to the 19th of February. Look, much the same. GFS model has us staying in much colder than normal conditions, with temperatures a good 5 degrees down on where they should be for this time of year. So we're entering this cold spell. I think what will happen though next week is there will, for the British Isles at least, is that there is going to be a slight blip in temperatures, and I've been hinting at that, haven't I, over the last few days. Again, if you go to the weather charts page, click on the city temperatures and take a look, you'll see you can see what I mean. Let's just click on that. There we go. There's London, and there's 0 degrees. Look, running along there. The maximum temperatures for the day is shown in red here. Look, this goes through to the 11th of February. Notice that London stays cold. It's deep in continental air, just no respite for the southeast by the looks of things. But if we take a look at a different city, this is Birmingham. A slight increase, look, early next week, up to 4 degrees. This is the thaw setting in across Birmingham. Go on to Manchester. Manchester, very similar conditions with that thaw setting in as we briefly go milder. But then, look, we get colder again mid to the end of the week. And then Glasgow. Glasgow hovering around cold, trying to get a little bit warmer, but then colder weather, look, returning during the back end of next week. So all in all, I've got to say I'm quite pleased with my February forecast so far. It's pretty well going according to plan. Okay, hope that's been useful for you. Do remember the site's kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen. So if you see one you like, click on it, go through to the advertiser. It generates revenue for us and it shows the advertiser that you're interested in what they're offering. So do keep the sun shining. I'll keep you updated through the musings throughout the course of today and the weekend. And have a great day. Thanks for watching.